Hello guys and welcome back to Dark Souls, part 36. Look at that, my name is Brian, your host and commentator, and here we are back at Firelink Shrine, talking to Sieglinde. So we can go ahead and finish up hers and Sigmar's quest line, so that's what this is all about. I'm doing this episode completely in post-narration because I had to do a lot of cutting, because all we're doing is tying up all the loose ends for the NPCs and everything like that, so we're going to be pretty much done with that after this episode, so be prepared. So yeah, she tells, I guess she got to tell Sigmar of her mother's dying words or whatever, and that she's all happy about that. Griggs is still here, don't worry about him, he does leave eventually. I think you have to travel to Sen's Fortress in order to make him disappear from Firelink Shrine, so just a heads up on that. Ingward's here as well. I got him here by talking to him in the new Londo Ruins. He can break any curses you have, and he sells transient curses for really cheap, so that's what's up there. Of course, we still have Kingseeker Fountain Patches right here. Nothing's new with him. Honestly, Firelink Shrine's pretty, dead now. You know, there's, no one here. The only people that are going to be here now are Kingseeker Frompt, Patches, Ingward, and Anastasia. There's just those four. There used to be 10 people here at one point, or 15, something like that. Come on. Not anymore, though. In fact, most of the people are dead unless they're a merchant or a blacksmith. Pretty much everyone's dead. Solaire's not dead. He's still alive. Woo! We get to see him one more time, by the way. So get excited for that. I do so much damage to these guys now. But anyway, if you hop over here, I haven't shown him off yet, but this is where Domhnall of Zaina is, and he sells certain armors and weapons and stuff. Nothing particularly special in my opinion. I'll show you what he has really quick. He's going to have the armor of Smo from that boss fight. Depending on who you beat second, I believe. Whoever you kill last is what armor he'll have, just like if you defeat Ornstein, or if you defeat Smoke second like I did, then you'll get the soul of Smo. Smo, I don't know how it's pronounced, but anyway, let's get out of here. Here we are in Keelag's domain. If you turn around, there'll be a set of armor up here, which is Kirk's armor. You'll only get this armor if you kill him all 3 times like we did. The 1 time in the depths, and then the 2 times in the Demon Ruins and Lost Izalith. So, I recommend buying any remaining pyromancies from Iengi or whatever here, because we're about to do something interesting. Alright, now I know what you're thinking. You're like, Brian, why are you attacking Keelag? What are you doing? Why would you kill her? Well, she's holding a Firekeeper soul. And if you remember, Firekeeper souls upgrade our Estus Flask, so I want that Firekeeper soul, especially because we're at endgame. The only thing we have left to do after this episode is going to be the DLC, which is completely its own side thing. It has nothing to do with this game, so you can do whatever you want here, and it won't affect the DLC, the Artorias of the Abyss DLC, and we still have to defeat the final boss. So that's it after this episode. I don't know about you guys, but I'm stoked. And also, you cannot rest at this bonfire because the Firekeeper is dead, just like Anastasia. Now we warp to Kilana, who we defeated. Apparently that is Kilana that we fought in Lost Izalith, which I thought was very interesting. But when you talk to her, she's going to be all happy, woo! And she's going to give you her pyromancy. So that's how you acquire that pyromancy. And I recommend buying what you can from her. If you still have the chance, she's still here for me, and upgrading your pyromancy flame, since it's ascended and all that, because I do believe she leaves once you leave the area. And now we are at Ash Lake, where we see Sigmar and Sieglinde, with Sigmar on the ground, and he is dead. Sieglinde had to slay him because he turned hollow, but he did get his wish, and he did what he wanted to do. Sieglinde is upset. She got to tell him his last words, and then he went off to do his final adventure, and this is where they end up. And this is also where both of their quest lines will end. This is actually the first time that I finished their quest lines, so that's really cool. And this is where you will get your second Titanite slab, too. Plain Titanite slab. Now we are at the Duke's Archives, and Big Hat Logan's just sitting here still. He has one more sorcery for me to buy from him, so I'm going to do that really quick. And we're going to end his quest line here very shortly as well. So once you buy all his things and you talk to him, he gets kind of angry with you. It's weird. He starts to go insane. And that eventually will lead to him going hollow. So I think this is just me making sure that I've exhausted all his dialogue. Yeah, okay. So he eventually goes hollow. Alright, come on, Brian. There we go. You want to go to the main hall here where the wizard is, the first wizard you encounter outside the entrance, and take the elevator that brought you up to Seath the Scaleless during that first encounter that you had with him and died. There's that chest on that bookcase too. I'm not going to worry about getting that. I virtually grabbed every single item in the game that you can find except for that one, which is just a weapon. You can look that up or whatever. And then there's another one in Anor Londo that I didn't grab. That's off to the side because I'm not entirely sure how to grab it, but it's only a divine blessing, so nothing special there. I recommend using a magic barrier or something against him because he is a sorcerer and he's very powerful. So heads up on that. And I think the other item I didn't grab was the one in the Duke's Archives prison library because I have no fucking idea how to get that, and that's just a soul of something, like a soul of a brave warrior or whatever, so who cares. And here's Logan. He's all naked except for his hat and wanting to fight. I was trying to get a backstab, but I failed, so I just kind of hack away at him. He does a dodge roll there. I think I'm going to finish him off with a lightning spear. Bam. Yep. So that's the end of Big Hat Logan, and that ends his story quest. And there's a chest here with a large magic ember that you can grab, as well as a bunch of stuff from him, his final sorcery. If you go back to this Duke's Archives bonfire and back to where Logan was sitting when he bought that final sorcery, there's going to be a chest there with the rest of his equipment, his outfit, or his armor, and I think a catalyst maybe, or something. I don't quite remember. Yeah, okay, so there's a catalyst. So that's that. And here we are at the Dark Moon Tomb. I just offered my 10th souvenir of Reprisal. Remember, you can farm those from the Crow Demons in the painted world of Ariamis, whatever. And you want to get your rank up to +1. See, it says right there, Dark Moon Servant +1. And here I'm just kind of looking at the Dark Moon Talisman, which is the best talisman in the game, I believe. So I'm going to go ahead and equip that. And leave here. We're going to go to the Chamber of the Princess, which is where Guinevere was, because some interesting things are about to happen in this area. I didn't want to cut any of this because, I don't know, I got really lazy at this part. Figured it all kind of flowed together anyway, so whatever. But yeah, we're mopping up this game, man. It's almost done. I can't wait for it to be over, too. I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of want this to be over with and start something new. I have not decided what I want to do yet. I was going to do Shadow of Mordor, but I've decided against that because my copy is taking forever to get here because I ordered it online because I'm an idiot. I thought it would get here as soon as possible, but once you're here, you're going to want to attack Guinevere whichever way you can, and it turns out that she was just an illusion. And due to this cutscene right here, with Gwendolyn speaking,
thou shalt perish in the twilight of Anor Londo.
Due to that cutscene, you realize that the sun was also a mirage. It was also fake, just to kind of sit over Anor Londo. I'm not sure who controlled it or who made it or what, but Gwendolyn is the final giant or lord or whatever that stayed in Anor Londo. Guinevere was a mirage, and the sun was also a mirage. And now in Anor Londo, everything is dark, and you'll see that very shortly. But right now, we're going to want to warp to the Dark Moon Tomb, because we have to talk to Gwendolyn. We have some business to take care of with Gwendolyn, if you know what I mean. I think I just rest up there in case I die, so I don't end up warping to some other bonfire. But you're not supposed to pass through this fog gate here, because once you do, Gwendolyn becomes hostile. This is like sacred territory or whatever. I'm not entirely sure. But he becomes hostile here, and you get to fight him, which is what I'm going to show you right here after this cutscene. Heretic.
now thou see fit to trample upon the tomb of the great lord. I am the dark sun, Gwendolyn. Let the atonement for thy...
And the gimmick of this boss fight is that it becomes an endless hallway. Not entirely an endless hallway. You can get to the end of it, but it takes you like a solid 5 to 10 minutes of just running all the way down there. And he is constantly teleporting backwards, so you have to constantly chase him. He's going to be pelting you with ranged attacks, and I kind of experiment with what I can do here for a little bit. But eventually I just go all out melee on him and take him out in like 3 or 4 solid, like, I don't know, attempts. Not attempts, but, you know, when I rush him. See, he teleports when you get too close. So that's when I realized, because I tried to use my lightning spear against him. I didn't like that. He does have 3 different attacks. He has the bow, which is a physical attack. He has this one, which is just a ton of, like, little magic missile-looking things, soul arrows that come at you. And this can deal a lot of damage, too, if you don't have a great magic barrier. So you kind of want to not get hit. And then there's that big one that he shoots, too, that just goes straight. It's a straight shot. And it also goes through the wall, so just heads up there. Looks like he got me pretty good on that bow shot. I think this is where I kind of get fed up with this shit. Whoa. It's kind of cool watching him, you know, post-narrating, because I get to see how I was doing this part. Right now I'm kind of just tanking these hits. Just trying to hit him with another lightning spear there, but he stopped and then teleported. Okay, I think this is where I get fed up with it. Right here, but he launches a ton of those, and I kind of dip off to the side here. Yeah, see, it goes right through the wall. It can still hit you. Those smaller ones cannot, though, obviously, as you can see. You want to just be constantly healing up, you know, make sure you don't... He's not too difficult once you start, like, dealing some damage to him. Like that. That was just a one-handed, too. Eventually I go two-handed and just start wailing on him. So, oh, nice. It's a cool dodge. And I heal up. And there's the arrows. And here's where I go two-handed and hack away. See how much damage you can do to him? You can really take away his health. I think I do that 2 more times and he's finally dead. And once you kill him, the hallway ends and it becomes not infinite anymore or whatever. Like I said, it's not infinite. You can chase him all the way to the end where he will stop teleporting, but that takes a very long time. And unfortunately, due to my stamina running out, I didn't get to kill him there. Ooh, yeah, took a lot of damage there. That was a close call, I remember that. So anyway, you just kind of keep... The best time to do it is probably when he's shooting his bow. Boom, and there we go. Killing blow.
Oh, heretic, swathed in dark, an eternal curse upon thee.
And with that, Gwendolyn is dead. He curses us. We get an achievement as well as his soul, which can be used to make weapons. These guys' souls that we're getting can be used to make weapons. You have to take it to the giant blacksmith in Anor Londo to make certain weapons. You can look up a list of weapons online and stuff. I'm not going to go through all of them. I actually don't think I'm going to use any of the souls for weapons because I'm pretty content with my occult falchion that I have. Because I keep just boosting my faith. By the end of this, I think my faith is 35? Or something like that. But in the center chest, you're going to get the Sunlight Blade, which essentially just adds lightning damage to your weapon. It does the exact same thing as Gold Pine Resin does. But it's still not as strong as my occult falchion, and you cannot use it if you have... It can only be used on regular weapons up the regular upgrade path. There's also a chest off to the left, but there's nothing in it, so I excluded that. If you go here, you'll fight the Lady of the Dark, like the Fire Keeper at the first Anor Londo bonfire. You can fight her here for a number of years. She attacks you if you attack Gwendolyn or Guinevere. As you can see everything around me. It's going to be like this for the rest of the game.
But how? This man is a threat. Master Gwendolyn.
So it's very cool. And then heading up here, you're also going to notice that all those giant, like, dudes in armor with big ass shields are all gone. They all disappear when the sun goes down, and instead you get these new enemies. I think only 2 of them appear. I'm not sure, I didn't like explore Anor Londo thoroughly, but there's 2 of them that appear here, and they're gonna stare at the entrance to the Smo and Ornstein boss fight. So I think they expect you to come back and go through that pathway. Attack. These guys are 5,000 each. I do have a silver serpent ring equipped right now, so I'm getting more souls than right after this, we're going to go ahead and visit the giant blacksmith, where we're going to do things with him. I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing it. The first thing I do is I drop off the crystal ember, because he automatically can upgrade stuff to the lightning effect of the lightning tree, or materials or whatever. That's a given. It's his default. And you can also give him the crystal ember, and that's his second one. You know, you can give the different blacksmiths the different embers, and then we give the rest of the embers to the blacksmiths too at the end of this episode. You'll see him give all of them their different things, but he takes the crystal one. And he also, an interesting thing, or a cool thing about him is he sells Twinkling Titanite for 8,000 souls a piece, so I went and bought a bunch of those before I did my next act, which was attacking him, because there is a chest behind him with a ring, and it's actually not a very good ring. It's called the Hawk Ring, and all it does is increase the range of your bow. So I wouldn't recommend attacking him unless you're at the end of the game, you plan on doing nothing else but fighting the main boss. So you can kill him for the souls, like I do here. Like I said, he's upgrade. I think he's upgrade. Build the special boss, you know, that you get from the boss too. So heads up on that. You know. And there's the Hawk Ring. And you get his hammer, which does a bunch of lightning damage, but still wasn't as strong as my fellowship. So I didn't care. Next, we're warping back to the Demon Ruins, because if you remember, there was that Chaos Ember that was sitting out there in the lava, and I said I didn't want to get it until we got the orange Charred Ring, because you take a ton of damage if you stand in the lava. Before I do that, though, I run off to the side and grab a soul of a Knight? I don't know. I can't remember what it is. I'll see here in a second, but you grab a soul off to the right here, and I actually end up dying. This is me trying to take them out. There's like run over here. This is where the soul is. Of course I died. Here I am running back over there. It's pretty much triggered here. Here, right here, this lava pit that I'm about to run into. You'll find the Chaos Ember, and you give that to me. Alright, so I'm back at Firelink Shrine here. And now that we have these 2 Firekeeper souls, we can run down to Anastasia and have her go ahead and upgrade our Estus Flask 2 more times. You can also run down to Rickard, the mage blacksmith, and give him the Ember. I actually didn't do that till the end of the episode, which I kind of wish I would have done right here, but I totally forgot about it at the time. So the editing is going to be a little weird. I recommend doing it now if you want to save a little bit of time, but who cares? Nothing too bad. And here we are at Sun's Fortress. It's right at the top where it gets pushed down off the thing, you know, where you can turn it in that area. We're over here to this cave. We're going to run into Briggs. Unfortunately, in my recording, he died by the boulders. I'm not actually going to see him. I'm going to show you the location where he's at. I also end up picking up the items. he's over here by these. Kind of like this is where I'm looking around. Like, where the fuck do we go? What's going on? I don't want to drop down there because I'm gonna have to come all the way back up. It's an area. Whatever. Yeah, see, there's the items. Just drop down there. And here we are at the catacombs, where you just jump right off here. Make your way down. If you remember, this area is where you can summon Hell and Leroy right before the Pinwheel boss fight. Not that you need him for that fight, because the fight's easy to block. We keep just dropping on down and then run over here to the side. We'll run into the Blacksmith of Vamo, so you can give him the very large Fire Ember as well as the Chaos Ember. So that's I think decent amount of damage too. Luckily I didn't kill him right there. You can give him the very large Fire Ember, the regular Fire Ember, and the Chaos
Ember from New Londo, and a fine ember it be. What do you say?
I particularly don't like going down that path because fire is just whatever. I don't like doing any like cool ones like lightning, fire, or magic because it only scales to a certain amount.
Yes,
As to where Occult,
we'll get these old bones to
Enchanted,
work.
and Chaos all scale to stats, and Chaos scales to the amount.
What was that about? Don't be coming
on.
on.
Lose all your humanity, so I do not like to use the Chaos tree. I do believe it's really
Ember,
powerful.
unlike any that I have
Like I said,
seen.
you have to hold on to
A
it.
very curious pattern. Could it be the flame of the legendary witch? I know. Suppose you left that ember with me. Old
Right after him,
Vamos
we're
would
gonna
never
have
let
this,
you
right
down.
after him, our last ember that we have, the very large magic.
Yeah. My oh my.
And
You
you know what,
precious little
that's
thing.
actually going to be the end of this episode. After this episode, I'm going to go ahead and do the Artorias of the Abyss DLC, but I'm not going to post it. I'm going to post it after the final boss fight, so I recommend doing the Artorias of the Abyss. Skipping it to the, you know what, no, actually, I'll just do the
Hey,
Artorias
hang
of
on.
the Abyss.
That's a sorcery ember,
Do
isn't
the
it?
final boss fight
Yes,
in that episodic,
it certainly is.
pattern.
First I've seen
So
since my
after this, we're
banishment
gonna go
from
ahead and head
Vimheim.
over
What do you
to-
say,
We're
friend?
going to head into the DLC.
Mind giving
We're
that
going to
to
spend
him?
like probably
This is
4
no
or 5
man's land.
episodes there.
I'm the only one who could handle it
entire
anyway.
walkthrough's going to end up around like early 40s.
Yes,
in the
as you
episode
should.
range or
I
something
won't
like that.
disappoint
So
you.
here I gave him the
I'm
large
taskless
magic
no
ember.
longer.
And
Come back
yeah,
soon.
that's it for
Smithing
cleaning up all
helps
the
soothe my
NPC
nerves.
story
Don't let me
progression.
wither away.
So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment,
what weapons have
and
you brought?
subscribe. My name is Brian, and hopefully I will see you in the next one.